And now, before we hear about the brand new drug that Dr. Royal is going to be presenting, Paula, are you there? You're gonna be cluing us in on some financial aid, hopefully, right?
Yes, I am. Thank you very much, Muriel, and hello again, everybody. Today I'm going to update you on some of the financial assistance programs that may be available to you as amyloidosis patients. Let's start with the PAN Foundation's Fund Finder program. This is a one-stop shopping website that will show you which financial assistance programs have funds available on a real-time basis. Since these funds are reliant on donations, they must on occasion close their programs to new applicants. If you see a red padlock, such as those on the screen, the program is closed at this time. Green means that they're accepting applications. When a program reopens, you will receive a notification from Fund Finder that assistance is available, and you need to apply immediately because they can close again at any time. So be sure to sign up for this service. It's very beneficial to you. NORD, the National Organization for Rare Disorders, has 2 COVID relief programs that can provide financial assistance to eligible patients that have been directly impacted by the virus. Please contact NORD directly to see if you qualify for these programs. Other organizations listed may help with copays, travel costs, and insurance premiums. If you have AL and a blood cancer such as myeloma, lymphoma, or Waldenstrom's, you may be able to qualify for assistance due to your cancer diagnosis if they don't have a fund specific to amyloidosis. Eligibility requirements for many of these programs are dependent not only on your diagnosis, but on your financial status. So be sure to check the eligibility criteria with each different organization. Most of them require you to have a household income limit that is at or below the 500% threshold set by the U.S. Federal Poverty Guidelines. As you can see from the chart on your screen, the income limit goes up based on the number of people living in your household. I will post links to these programs in the chat box at the end of my talk. Now, let me point out that this amount has changed from last year. So if you did not qualify last year, check it again because this amount did go up a little bit. You may qualify now. So be sure to go back and look at that. Now that daratumumab has been granted FDA approval to treat AL amyloidosis, Janssen has made available its CarePath Savings Program for eligible patients with commercial or private health insurance. If approved, your cost is just $5 per dose. For those of you on Medicare, Medicaid, and TRICARE, or some other form of government assistance, Janssen will provide you with information about independent foundations that may be able to help. If you do not have any insurance, they will refer you to the Johnson & Johnson Patient Assistance Foundation. I'm now going to talk to you about One Amyloidosis Voice website. In 2019, the ASG collaborated with Rare Life Solutions to bring the world an excellent source of curated information on amyloidosis. When you go to oneamyloidosisvoice.com, you will see the registration page, which is on your screen. You have the option to enter the main site from this page without joining, or you can register and gain access to added features such as the social wall, where you can then chat with other members. The home page is currently shown on your screen with an arrow pointing to the language selector menu that now includes English, French, German, Italian, Portuguese, Spanish, and Japanese. To the left-hand side of the page, you will see several different headings. When you have a few minutes, check out the Trusted Resources tab that contains a video library that includes our webinars. People and Places that has a list of doctors and treatment centers, and don't miss the information-packed Diagnosis Educator tab. These are just a few of the great resources that One Amyloidosis Voice has available to you. Remember to copy the links that I'm going to post in the chat box after I finish. And thanks for your attention, and back to you, Muriel.
Thank you so much, Paula. That was great and very informative. And you mentioned the LLS. You also would have to have the cancer diagnosis, which would be multiple myeloma in most cases. So let me ask our physicians, are you, when someone has more than 10% plasma cells in their bone marrow, are you also giving them the concurrent diagnosis of multiple myeloma so they might be able to take advantage of some of these funds, doctors?
Not generally, to be honest. I mean, I haven't, I have not gotten feedback from patients that it hasn't been obvious to me up to this point, I guess, that they've had less access to financial assistance because of the diagnosis of AL amyloidosis. I don't know if they're aware that they may have had less access to such funds. So, I mean, it wouldn't be technically incorrect, but I generally make a diagnosis of myeloma or amyloid or both based on all the clinical parameters, not just a plasma cell percentage in the bone marrow.
Dr. D'Souza, you'd be pretty sensitive to how diagnoses are coded in. How do you manage?
I do document if the plasma cells are more than 10% as multiple myeloma, and I might make a little note that there are no CRAB criteria, which are the end organ damage with multiple myeloma that we see. So whatever in terms of access to additional assistance, or sometimes even with insurance companies and drug access, whatever benefit we can provide, I would use it.
Dr. Liedtke.
I think it's important to talk to the patient about the clinical distinction between the two entities, so that they don't confuse and think that they have myeloma if they don't. But generally, since having more than 10% plasma cells in the bone marrow qualifies at least for diagnosis of smoldering myeloma, I've definitely used the definition for insurance purposes and also to gain access to support.
Dr. Panner, last word.
Yeah, I'll concur. I actually wasn't aware it makes a difference for financial assistance. And I've used multiple myeloma diagnosis when it's above 10% plasma cells, mainly for access for medications, with disclaimers to make to the patients that that doesn't quite mean they have myeloma as per CRAB criteria.
Yes, it is $11,000 that they are eligible for with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, up to $11,000 per year that this opens up for them.
And I'm sure you'll hear from your patients now if you haven't already. Dr. Gertz, have you been doing that?
So sometimes you do have to manipulate insurance companies for the good of the patient. And it's been mentioned that just because you have 10% plasma cells, it's very unlikely that an amyloid patient will develop a myeloma syndrome, destructive bone lesions, or anemia related to progressive plasma cell involvement in the bone marrow. But sometimes, because insurance companies really are a nursing case manager reviewing records, making life and death decisions about drug access, I'll often say that if the bone marrow has 10%, I will call it myeloma in order to obtain active agents on behalf of a patient, recognizing full well that if the patient reads the book chapter on multiple myeloma, they're not going to recognize themselves. What we talk about in the myeloma book chapter would be a very, very rare event in an amyloid patient. So they'd be reading the wrong thing. And our panelists have emphasized that patients shouldn't get confused and read about myeloma if they're presenting because of kidney problems or heart problems that are amyloid related. But sometimes in order to get patients agents that are beneficial to them, you use it's not lying, 10% plasma cells is a consensus definition of myeloma.
No, it's not lying, pushing the envelope, if anything, and we believe in pushing as many envelopes as we have to for the patients. Thank you so much. Okay, and thank you, Paula.